know you, dog. All the love in the world for you, dog. Yes, sir. You already know, Phil. Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome back into the KCTV 5 Plus streaming desk. It is a great Monday to be here in Chiefs Kingdom. I'm Katie Bird. Today, I'll be walking you a little bit down memory lane as we talk about this report that Travis Kelce is returning to Chiefs Kingdom for a 14th season. Now, I do want to make you all aware that this is according to NFL reporter Ian Rappaport, and again, that Travis is staying with Kansas City for a 14th season. We've been tracking this since we got word here at the station just a couple of hours ago. Now, of course, Kelce was a third-round pick by the Chiefs back in 2013. He quickly became a franchise icon and one of the most recognizable players in the sport throughout his Hall of Fame career. Personally, I could not be more excited that Travis is not done playing football just yet. He's actually the NFL record holder for postseason receptions and Super Bowl receptions, and he trails only Hall of Fame wide receiver Jerry Rice for the most receiving yards in playoff history. And as we know, he's been no stranger to the spotlight, especially in recent years, but it actually started way back. You may remember his dating show called Catching Kelce. This was years ago, back in 2016. It's been a decade since this show, and obviously we know how things have gone since then. He's now getting married to one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Of course, we're going to break down their relationship today, but we have some more stats to get into before then. And of course, Travis also has been co-hosting his podcast New Heights since 2022. It's already been 4 years of that, which is kind of hard to believe, with his big brother Jason Kelce, who's now a retired NFL player and did his career with the Eagles. Now, of course, this podcast actually preceded his relationship with so much excitement. But I want to hear from you guys. Obviously, we have a lot of people tuning into this stream, going to break down everything we know in this report from the NFL's Ian Rappaport. But I want to hear from you. So in the past 13 seasons with Travis Kelce, what's been your favorite memory? Go ahead and drop it in the comments, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube. We have our comments open, and we want to hear from you. And you guys, we're just going to continue to go down memory lane with this very exciting news. I actually want to take you now to KCTV5.com. We have numerous stories on Kelce's reported return to Kansas City. We also have a timeline that KCTV5's Gabe Swartz broke down the best and most notable moments of Travis Kelce since he has started playing with the Chiefs. Now I want to go ahead and pull up a little bit more video of Travis and his teammates here as I walk through a little more information with you guys on this very exciting Monday. Now obviously I really can't think of a better way to start out the week. I checked my phone earlier today, saw this news, couldn't have been more excited to get into work and to break this down for you guys. All right, guys, and as we continue this report on Travis Kelce's reported return to the Kansas City Chiefs, I want to go ahead and walk you guys through a little bit more of just the history he has here in Kansas City. He's been such an icon on and off the field, and truly I can't think of a more talked about player other than Patrick Mahomes, maybe, but I think Travis Kelce might take the cake since he is marrying Taylor Swift. But you may or may not remember that Travis actually missed nearly his entire rookie season. This was due to a knee injury, and he emerged, though, in 2014 as one of Kansas City's top playmakers before becoming a Pro Bowler for the first time in 2015. To think that it's now 2026 and he's still so successful, I think this is really just a testament to the kind of tight end and player that Travis truly is. Now, in 2016, Travis began a 7-year streak of 1,000-yard seasons. This was his first season eclipsing that mark. He totaled 1,125 yards as a 27-year-old. This was how he became the AP All-Pro for the first time in his career. He was also named an All-Pro from 2017 to 2022. This was alternating between the first and second team each season. And then Kelce, you can't get enough of these awards, guys. He was also named the Pro Football Hall of Fame's All-Decade Team for the 2010s. Now, of course, throughout his career, Kelce set fire to the Chiefs' record books. We know this all too well. Don't want to do too many Taylor Swift puns today. Had to throw that in there, though. And, of course, Travis will end his time with the organization as the franchise record holder for receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, and total touchdowns. You guys, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around just all he has accomplished. And today, we're learning that Travis Kelce isn't finished yet. Now, during the early portion of Kelce's career, he started with quarterback Alex Smith. This was before Patrick Mahomes made his way to Kansas City. And then Kelce blossomed into a playoff legend and an all-time great as quarterback Patrick Mahomes took over the reins. Then we all know how that ended off. And of course, this duo led Kansas City to 7 consecutive AFC Championship game appearances and 3 Super Bowl titles. Now, I think something that we've seen with Travis Kelce is he's a competitor. He wasn't happy with how this season ended, so he's coming back to get redemption. Now, again, he is the NFL record holder for postseason receptions and Super Bowl receptions, and he trails only Hall of Fame wide receiver Jerry Rice for the most receiving yards in playoff history. Now, in 2 of Kansas City 3 Super Bowl wins, doing this dynastic run, Kelce scored a touchdown, and in the other, he was the Chiefs' leading receiver. Not sure if we would have gotten those wins without him, so definitely glad he's not going anywhere. And again, over the course of his career, he has amassed 1,080 receptions, over 13,000 receiving yards, and 82 touchdowns. Now, last season, the Cleveland Heights, Ohio native led the Chiefs in receiving with 76 receptions and 851 yards. Now, of course, the 6'5" tight end has been no stranger to the spotlight. We mentioned it earlier with his dating show way back in the day, 10 years ago now. This was Catching Kelce. I always love to see those clips pop up on my reels and my TikTok. So fun to watch what he was like a decade ago and what he's like now. Now that he has settled down, definitely won't need a dating show now that he's with Taylor Swift. And speaking of Travis and Taylor's relationship, we all remember the day that they made it Instagram official and announced that they're tying the knot. So I thought, what better way to kind of walk down memory lane than to take it back to the coverage on the day that we found out that Travis and Taylor were getting engaged. Let's go ahead and take a listen in.
I was talking about it in 3 different group chats because it was just that big of like breaking news. Then I went into my job today and I was like, did you guys hear the breaking news? Because it is. I was talking about it in 3 different group chats because it was just that big of like breaking news. Then I went into my job today and I was like, did you guys hear the breaking news? Because it is breaking news.
Kansas City's most famous couple is tying the knot. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announced their engagement, and it sent shockwaves through the KC community and the world. Reactions and congratulations have been pouring in, including here in the Metro.
Hope they have a good marriage and accomplish whatever they want together.
Over in Prairie Village, Asbury United Methodist Church changed their sign to remind everyone that, hey, they do weddings, as well as congratulate Taylor and Travis. And at Operation Breakthrough, the nonprofit near and dear to Kelce's heart, CEO Mary Esselman shares in the excitement over the engagement.
I can't think of 2 better role models for our kids in terms of hard work, dedication, and just genuine love for others. So glad they found each other and super excited for them.
Chiefs teammate Drew Tranquil also wishes the happy couple the best.
They're fantastic people. Travis and Taylor both, they're so down to earth amidst all their fame, and they're true great examples for human beings and you know how to go about your work.
Reporting in Kansas City, Chandler Watkins, KCTV 5 News.
Always fun to look back on that day. I actually know it was August 26th. Remember it like it was yesterday. Shelly just commented and said she's so happy that Travis isn't going anywhere and the Chiefs wouldn't be the same without Travis. Shelly, I couldn't agree with you more, and I have to say, after 13 seasons of playing here in Kansas City, it would have been a very tough pill to swallow if Travis would have decided, hey, I want to go end my football career in another place. That's not the Travis we know. And today, through these reports from ESPN's Ian Rappaport, we know that that is now becoming a reality. He is not going anywhere. Shelly, now I want to go ahead and walk a little bit more down memory lane with you guys before we take a deeper look at Travis's past 13 years with the Chiefs. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is take it back to some teammates' reactions of the day that Travis and Taylor announced that they are spending the rest of their lives together. Take a listen in.
Just 2 summers ago, Travis Kelce was here at Arrowhead Stadium trying to shoot his shot with Taylor Swift. He made her a friendship bracelet with his number on it. And fast forward to now, and the two are engaged to be married. We didn't get a chance to talk to Travis Kelce today, but we did see the newly engaged man at practice. The news of his engagement broke between morning press conferences and quickly became the buzz of the team facility.
Did you wake up today thinking I'm going to be the one Chief player?
When I tell you that was not on my mind, and being the first one to talk to you guys about it, that's shocking to me. So,
defensive tackle Mike Dana has watched Travis and Taylor's relationship grow from a friend's perspective, and he's even had some of Taylor's famous homemade Pop-Tarts. Dana says he's excited for the power couple and their future together.
I'm so happy for them, Trav, Taylor. Like, that's a wonderful, time in life, a wonderful part of their journey. So great for them, and that's a blessing. Anytime you find that type of joy, happiness, and love, I think that's a beautiful thing.
With the engagement in the books, a wedding is on the horizon. As for a wedding gift, Dana says what Travis and Taylor want could be out of his price range.
Well, what they want, I don't know if I could, bring forth, but I think of a good little engagement gift. It might be, something special for them. Maybe some Pop-Tarts back to her, but it won't be homemade. It might just be the box, yeah.
At Arrowhead Stadium, Mark Paulos, KCTV 5 Sports.
Again, always so fun to look back on those memories that we all made here in Kansas City the day that Travis and Taylor announced that they were getting married. Now, I think a lot of skeptics that maybe weren't so sure about Travis returning blamed it on his impending wedding. Obviously, we don't exactly know when it is. If you go on Google, if you search it up, there will be some dates that people are suspicious could be the wedding. Obviously, that hasn't been confirmed, and I don't think Travis and Taylor are going to make that public for pretty obvious reasons. But again, I think this report that Travis Kelce is returning is just a testament to the kind of athlete he is. He's putting Kansas City first, and he's ready to come back and have a redemption year, and I cannot blame him. All right, guys, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we will be taking a look through the past 13 seasons of Travis Kelce playing here in Kansas City. We will be back soon. All right. It's 3:11 in the afternoon on this amazing Monday. If you're just now joining us, want to go ahead and reset just a little bit, walk you through everything we know on Travis Kelce's reported return right here in Kansas City. You guys, it is a great day to be a Chiefs fan. Of course, this has been one of the biggest lingering questions in Chiefs Kingdom, and according to NFL reporter Ian Rappaport, our tight end number 87 isn't going anywhere. He will be back for a legendary, hopefully legendary, 14th season. He was the third round pick by the Chiefs way back in 2013, and of course, he quickly became a franchise icon, one of the most recognizable players in the sport through his Hall of Fame career, and he is a record holder in more ways than one for postseason receptions and Super Bowl receptions. He trails the only Hall of Fame wide receiver, Jerry Rice, for most receiving yards in playoff history, you guys. That is no small feat. Now, also, as we know, Kelce's been no stranger to the spotlight. Something I also wanted to touch on is just how good Travis and Taylor's relationship has been for the economy. When they started dating a couple of years ago, Taylor Swift and Chiefs gear started popping up everywhere, all over the internet, as well as in local boutiques here in Kansas City. And I think it'll be good for the economy as well, that I'm sure Taylor Swift will be coming out to Arrowhead for many more games this season. Obviously, it's only March. We have quite a few months till then. I'm really glad we're finding this out now, better earlier, because we have more time to prepare for Kelce's return. And obviously, at the end of last season, people were not very sure of his return. Want to go ahead and play a little piece of his conversation with the press after his last home game this past season. Take a listen in.
The only time it ever crossed my mind is I was driving in the other day and I saw how much the Powerball was. And I was like, man, if I could just win that, I wouldn't have to work another day in my life. I've been just focused on trying to win football games, man. I'll let that be a decision that I make with my family, friends, the Chiefs organization, when the time comes.
And that was Travis's initial reaction to people asking him if he was returning. Now, this was back in December. I remember watching this press conference at home live on TV, and obviously a few months later, this is all coming to light, and Travis is reportedly not going anywhere. You guys, next up, I'm taking it over to the KCTV5 website, KCTV5's Gabe Swartz. He has an in-depth timeline of the most notable and exceptional moments in Travis Kelce's career. Next up, I wanted to take a few minutes and just walk through this with you guys because there are quite a few things to mention dating way back to the NFL draft, April 26th, 2013. And you may remember this was nearly 4 months after the Chiefs hired Andy Reid as their newest head coach. Kansas City's general manager John Dorsey turned in the draft card for the Cincinnati Bearcats tight end. This was the first selection of the 3rd round. Travis was chosen 63rd overall. Now, during his time as a Cincinnati Bearcat, Kelce transitioned from quarterback to tight end. Of course, we all know how that played out, and he was selected on day 2 of the 2013 NFL draft. He joined left tackle Eric Fisher. Fisher was drafted number 1 overall by the Chiefs in a draft that changed the history of the organization as we know it. And looking back on Travis's rookie season, you guys, I'm going to be honest, it didn't go as planned. In mid-October, he was placed on a season-ending injured reserve. This was after having a microfracture procedure on his knee. Kelce injured his knee during the preseason and did not play any regular season offensive snaps. Obviously, he had a major comeback, though, by September 21st, 2014, with his first touchdown. The Chiefs were off to an 0-2 start on this season, but Kelce helped them get a better start with the first win of the season. This was a 34-15 victory over the Miami Dolphins at the then named Sun Life Stadium. And here's a picture of that day and the celebration there in Miami. Now, next up, taking it to December 7th, 2014. This was Kelce's first 100-yard game, a pretty big milestone. And of course, this was a bright sign for the future of Kansas City tight ends room. Kelce tied the season high with 9 targets, securing 7 receptions for a career-best 110 yards in a 17-14 loss to the Cardinals. Now again, this 110-yard performance, though, for Kelce, this was the first of 38 career regular season games in which he surpassed 100 yards receiving. Taking it next to the next year, September 13th, 2015, Travis had his first 2-touchdown game, you guys. He just kept getting better, and he opened up this season with a bang. Not only did he score twice in the game, he scored twice in the first quarter. This went on to become a victory for the Kansas City Chiefs over the Houston Texans. And again, great photo of Travis securing that touchdown. Taking it next to 2016, you guys, to think that we still have 10 years of history to walk through with Travis Kelce, it's pretty exceptional. January 9th, 2016 was Travis Kelce's first playoff debut. The Chiefs opened the wild card round by thumping the Texans, and Kelce kickstarted a career of huge playoff games with an 8-catch, 128-yard performance. This was a 30-0 win against the Texans. Pretty big game back then. And then that next week, Kansas City was bounced by the New England Patriots as Kelce was held quietly to 6 catches and 23 yards in a 27-20 loss. But since then, Kansas City definitely made a redemption through our multiple wins of the Super Bowls. Don't want to get ahead of myself. We will get to So January 29th, 2016, that's when Travis Kelce signed his rookie extension. This was following his third season in the National Football League and his first season as a Pro Bowler. Kelce and the Chiefs agreed to terms on a 5-year contract extension. This was worth $46 million. Have to say, I bet back then he never thought he'd be marrying a billionaire, but crazy how things work out. I'm sure he had never thought of even getting that much money back then, but the deal provided Kelce a $10 million signing bonus and more than $20 million in guarantees, upping his average annual salary to more than $9 million per season. Not bad for the Cincinnati Bearcat alumni. I want to go ahead and take it just a little bit, you guys. We only have about 10 minutes until your KCTV5 news at 3:30, so want to make sure we can get through all of the big things for you guys as we continue this walk down memory lane. So taking it next to January 6th, 2018, this was Travis's final game with Alex Smith. It came in a 22-21 wild card round loss against the Tennessee Titans, and then just over 3 weeks later, Kansas City traded Smith to Washington in a deal that set the stage for the 2017 first-round pick, Patrick Mahomes, you guys. And this was to take over as the Chiefs' starting quarterback. I bet back then they could have never predicted what a dynamic duo Patrick and Travis would be, both on and off the field. Now, during the final season with Smith, Kelce was a second-team All-Pro, and the Chiefs secured back-to-back AFC West titles in a season that saw the 28-year-old tight end score a then career-high 8 touchdowns. Now, taking it next to 2018, September 16th, Mahomes and the Kelce, this duo started off strong. This was the opening game, actually, of the Patrick Mahomes era of Kansas City. It came a week prior with 38 points and a victory over the LA Chargers. And Mahomes and Kelce only connected on one pass for 6 yards in the season opening one. But hey, it was a dub. And a week later in Pittsburgh, the now iconic duo nominated a defense in a 42-37 win over the Steelers. Taking it next to January 12th, 2020. This was the crazy comeback that sparked the Super Bowl run as we've known it. This was after a fourth consecutive AFC West title. The number 2 seed Chiefs and Kelce hosted the Texans in the AFC divisional round after the 2019 playoffs. Now, Kansas City kind of got off to a slow start, if you may remember, in this game. They were in a 24-0 hole to the AFC South winners before the Chiefs. But in the second quarter alone, you guys, this is when history was made. Kelce scored 3 touchdowns, and his avalanche for the Chiefs offense saw Kansas City lead into halftime. Now, actually, going a little bit more here, the Kansas City Chiefs actually defeated Houston this day, 51-31, to advance back to the AFC Championship game. Kelce, in this game, he finished with 10 receptions for 134 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pretty incredible, if you ask me. And then later on, February 2nd, 2020, Travis Kelce did it, you guys. He became a Super Bowl champion. This was Kansas City's first Super Bowl appearance in 5 decades, you guys. Pretty incredible here. Kelce played a role in the comeback with a 1-yard touchdown reception. This was when there was only 6 minutes and 13 seconds left remaining in the last quarter of the game. And of course, it cut the Chiefs' 20-10 deficit in this game to 20-17. And then the 30-year-old at the time finished with 6 receptions for 43 yards and the score as the Chiefs won in Miami Gardens to become Super Bowl champions for the second time in franchise history. You know, I can't help but wondering, I wonder if Taylor Swift was watching this game way back then. Maybe she didn't even know who Travis was, honestly. but we will get to that. All right, later that year in August, Travis signed another contract extension, and then in 2021, Kelce closes the dominant 2020 season with back-to-back AFC titles. Look at the COVID era photos, you guys, here. They had masks on. So glad we don't have to deal with that anymore. And I want to take it next to December 16th, 2021. You guys, we only have about 5 minutes until your KCTV5 news at 3:30. Want to make sure we can get through as much as we can. You guys, there's just so much history to go through with Travis Kelce. And again, Kelce's dominance on a Thursday night in Los Angeles will be recalled as one of the best regular season games of his career against the Chargers. He caught, you may remember in this game, 10 passes for a career-high 191 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 7-yard score that tied the game late in the fourth quarter, and a 34-yard catch and run that walked off the game in overtime. And you guys, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. This one definitely is. Also, he is really high in the air. I don't even know how he has that big of a vertical jump after that game, but it's Travis Kelce. Nothing really surprises me with this guy, honestly. And obviously, this win helped Kansas City take a hold of the AFC West, in a year that they'd win their 6th straight division title. I want to take it next I'm going to take it to February 12th, 2023, which was the Kelce Bowl. This was the first season Travis Kelce was not only an NFL player, he was also a podcaster. Travis and his brother Jason met in Super Bowl 57 in Glendale, Arizona. I remember that like it was yesterday. They dubbed that game the Kelce Bowl, which Travis, the younger brother, won in 38-35 fashion. Wow, what a game. Here is a great photo of Kelce getting a touchdown pass ahead of Philadelphia Eagles safety Marcus Epps. Now, taking it next to March 4th, a few weeks after the win, Kelce hosted Saturday Night Live. And I actually believe that the outfit that he wore in Saturday Night Live is on display at Arrowhead. You can go see that. It's really cool to see in person. All right, guys. 2023 was quite the year for Travis. Can't believe it's already been this long, but on September 24th, that's the day Taylor Swift showed up and showed out to Arrowhead. This was after Travis showed interest in Taylor that summer on his podcast. I mean, he was just head over heels for her ever since he saw her in the Eras Tour at Arrowhead. I have to say, I was there that day. Feel like I made history myself, but of course, I feel like this picture also is worth 1,000 words. I mean, Taylor was just so happy to be cheering on her man. And February 11th, 2024 was the day Kelce and the Chiefs got back-to-back titles. And Kelce and the Chiefs actually became the first team to repeat as Super Bowl champions since the New England Patriots in the mid-2000s. Look at this photo. Pure excitement. I gotta say, I feel like Travis looks a lot like Jason in this picture, honestly. Okay, and then taking it next, April 29th, 2024, Kelce signed a 2-year deal. Now, this one was worth $34.25 million. This kept him under contract through the 2025 season. Obviously, since then, today we got the news, we got the report. Travis is returning for 1 more year. Taking it next to Christmas Day, 2 years, or I guess a little over a year ago, 2024. Kelce passed Chiefs legend Tony Gonzalez with his 77th receiving touchdown. And taking it next to February 9th, 2025, this was a failed three-peat on the brink of NFL history. Definitely a tough day to be a Chiefs fan. This was a 40-22 loss in the Super Bowl against the Philadelphia Eagles. And again, Travis has showed his dedication to the team through last season, even though that didn't end as we wanted it either. I have no doubt that they are going to really start off strong this year. All right, guys, we have a little under a minute left. I want to go ahead and take it to the very end of this when Kelce and Swift announced their engagement August 26, 2025. You guys, that was quite the day. Taking it next to today, March 9th, 2026, when we have found out that Travis Kelce is returning to the Chiefs. Going to end with some footage of him. You guys, KCTV5 News is about to start here at 3:30. Be sure to tune in for that. And we'll see you back here on the streaming desk tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in.